Detective Comics number 1094. Now, I've actually been reading Detective Comics. I haven't really stopped. I did stop Batman. Um, I liked the first part of Chip's run, and then I sort of kind of just got out of it. I'm definitely getting back in with Hush 2 coming up in like a month or so. But I've been reading Detective Comics now. Ram V's run, I've collected the full thing, and I've been getting all these in physical form. I haven't finished it. I read that first third. It's a very large arc. It's a big, huge story. So I've been just plugging away slowly. But when they started with the All In sort of banner, I just jumped back and started reading from there. So I've been reading it since basically Tom Taylor has taken it over. And I've actually been liking it. It's concerning Joe Chill. Turns out that his father, that Joe Chill, Thomas Wayne actually had saved Joe Chill when he had a domestic fight or whatever with his girlfriend. So there's this whole thing going on with this drug, and I haven't been reviewing these comics, so I hope you guys are kind of caught up in the storyline with what's been happening with these books. So I'm just starting with this one just because this is the one I'm starting on now. I'm going to give the storyline for this particular comic. Now I'm just going comic to comic. I've actually liked this run. There's certain things that I'm not dying over, and I'm going to give the storyline one out of 2, a 1 point for the story. And something here, they're talking about how there's these kids. So there's this girl who's targeting these juvies and like killing them. It's crazy. So I definitely do not condone that. That is crazy. One thing here in Batman's narration, he talks about this kid Spencer who was injured in the last issue, and he's like, well, this kid at 14, him and his buddy stole a car, and they had an accident. They crashed into this truck, and his friend died, and this kid went to juvie. And Batman is commenting on like he's like, well, how does that help anybody? Well, I don't know. Like, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want them to do with this kid? Like, I mean, the kid stole a car. He's got to be punished in some way. Like, I don't agree with Batman getting all weird. Like, oh, well, why are they going to juvie? And what's that all about? Well, what do you want them to do? I don't understand. Like, the kid stole a car. He's going to juvie. I don't, this is not like, why is this a debate? So that kind of pissed me off. The rest of the story is good because Batman does save the kid here. And this is really cool, actually. This is neat. He's got a whole little medical kit and lab in the Batmobile. He's even got little blood packs so he can do transfusions on the fly. So I thought this part of it was really good. And he ends up getting Damian Wayne to go undercover as a kid, as like a criminal kid, and they throw him in the prison. And now once in the prison, here's Damian getting all made up to look like a punk kid. Once in the prison, this warden is a complete piece of garbage, a-hole, and he hurts the kids. Now, this is much different. So I agree that listen, if kids break the law, there's going to be problems, and they're going to have to pay the price. However, the price that they pay is not to get beat up in jail by this piece of garbage. So I don't agree with Batman that, well, we shouldn't punish these kids, or I don't know. He didn't even make a point. Batman in his musings didn't make a counter argument. So if a kid steals the car, if your kid steals your car and smashes it up, what should happen, right? What about the owner of the vehicle? Like if someone stole my car and smashed it up, now I can't go to work. They're going to dock me pay. By time my insurance is going to go up, like all because some kids, and then the kid's going to just walk scot-free. So I don't agree with that. But I super do not agree with beating up children in prison or even prisoners in prison. I don't agree with that. The jail's jail. They're there. These kids are clearly being misused. And that's part of the story. So I will give it 1 for the good parts of the story, which is this kind of stuff. But I am going to give the pacing a 1. Unfortunately, I can't give it more than that because there's not really much action in this comic. There's not really any Batman action. This is, again, we're in this situation where clearly this could have been merged already. This didn't need to be an issue on its own. Bruce Wayne comes and talks to the warden, and he just learns that the warden's an ass. That's it. Nothing is learned in this. So story is a 1, pacing is a 1. This is not going to get a very high score because right there we're already at problems. Like, get on with it. Okay, the warden's bad. Yeah, I could have predicted that without you even telling me, right? Because why are you showing the warden if he's not going to be bad, right? Um, I'll give the art a 1. It's fine. The colors are kind of weird sometimes. There's like, you saw like these like kind of purpley shades and green shades. It's not bad. It's okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. So it's a 1 point for the art. I am going to give the characters a 2 out of 2, though. And the reason I'm giving the characters so high is because I really like Batman. I really like Damian Wayne. And I like the way that they teamed up here. And I like the way that Damian stood up, because Batman made a very clear mission saying, listen, get in there. Don't get yourself, like, don't stand out. Don't get yourself thrown into solitary. You need to find out information. But when Damian sees this 10-year-old kid who's going to be beaten up, he steps up to save him because he is still a hero, and Batman says you did the right thing. I really like all that stuff. Bullock's in this too, really cool. So the 2 characters, there's not much with anyone else. It's really just Batman and Damian, but they are both awesome in this comic. And for the enjoyment factor, I'm going to give it a 1. I thought it was okay. I'm not dying over this particular issue. The story, like in its entirety so far, has been pretty good. But this particular issue, I'm not dying over. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. I know that's like just sort of like just barely a pass. If they didn't have that stuff in the beginning with Batman saying, oh, you shouldn't punish these kids or whatever, then I definitely would have maybe given it maybe even only a 0.5 more, though. I don't really think I would have given it that much more of a score anyways. So best case, it would have been a 6.5. It is still very slow. It doesn't progress anything. The warden is bad, and they're taking the kids' bloods. They're taking blood from the kids and giving it to whoever. I mean, whatever. This could have been a 1-page Damian going undercover and coming back, right? But instead, what he wanted to do, I think it's Tom Taylor, who wanted to inject his views on the prison system. This is showcasing why people are sort of moving out of comics, which is like, what did this have to do with the story? Like, nothing really. This almost feels like, oh, Tom Taylor's take on the juvenile prison system or whatever. Like, what do I care? Like, I believe that there needs to be punishment. But I do not believe that they need to be beaten up, right, and tortured. Obviously, no one's going to believe that. No one's going to be on the warden's side, right? But also, well, you need to do something. So again, no solution was offered in his little, give me, here's my social commentary on Juvie Hall or whatever. Like, I don't care. It's a Batman story. Get back to Batman. So 6 out of 10, very generous, I think, compared to like what most people would give this particular issue. However, I still like the general story. So let's see if they can fix this up in 1095 and get back to some Batman action. But that's it, everybody. If you would like to join as a member of my channel, you can become a super friend. And if you become a super friend, you do get access to my G Drive. There is a Super Friend G Drive, and there's lots of stuff on there. I just threw on Sin City, the first story with Sin City Marv. That is an absolute masterpiece. I might be reviewing that soon. But I've got Batman and the Outsiders on there. I've got Green Arrow Longbow Hunters, which I'm reviewing tonight. Green Arrow #1, that's Mike Grell. That's going to be posted live tonight. That's on there. So if you want to become a super friend, hit the join button, become a super friend, and you'll get access to that drive-through community posts. So that is it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you like it and subscribe. Take it easy.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.